How in the world do you get at the true story of something? So many avenues to go down. Which one do I pick? Or do I pick some aspect of all the avenues and put them together? Does the true story have to be the complete story? Or is just a facet of the story enough as long as it's true? It seems to me when you tell only part of a story, then the listener or the audience has to make up the pieces that are missing, and in doing so, the whole story is no longer true. Okay, what does any of this have to do with this painting? Well, to start, this painting was made in total silence. Now, I must clarify what that silence sounded like, because what I really mean is not that it was totally silent, but that I wasn't doing any talking while painting. I wasn't listening to an audiobook, which is what I do when I work on large paintings that I have a lot of time invested in. I wasn't listening to music, which, if I'm being truthful, I rarely do. The only sounds were the environmental sounds of my studio and the process of painting. Still, so much about the making of this painting is being left out. For example, the title of this painting is "Painting is an Act of Faith." Those words didn't just pop into my head, although, as we know, words may pop into our heads all day long, like these words that are coming out of my mouth right now, which brings me to another aspect of storytelling and the truth. I'm on my laptop typing these words onto a text edit document so that I can go into iMovie and read this narrative to accompany my video. I just had the thought, this could be a total failure.
Ugh, what a thought. I'm going to push that thought aside because ultimately it doesn't matter if I fail or succeed.
In comes the thought, this is an exploration of making art. This is about being alive and what you choose to do with your time. This is about what makes you feel good. If the truth is that you are not enjoying watching this video, then maybe try checking out the myriad of others I have to offer. What I just said was a commercial. What I was really thinking was, if you're not getting anything productive or positive from this video, then stop and go do something fulfilling and satisfying. One truth I know is that sitting down and working on a painting puts me in a state of flow that I thoroughly enjoy. I would go so far as to say that I crave it. My favorite place to be in the whole world is my art studio, and my art studio is about to get a lot bigger. Right now I'm about to graduate to my midlife crisis studio. You know how some people buy a sports car? Well, I have zero desire for a sports car, but I have been dreaming about a David Hockney size, Gerhard Richter size like studio for a long time. So I'm building a 2,400 square foot art studio, which I hope to show you more and more of in the future. I've completely gone down an avenue that is far away from the truth of the title of this painting. Like I was saying, the words didn't just pop into my head. I was on Instagram looking at a post in which the artist Fred Tomaselli was contemplating painting and said those words about it. And the words rang true with me. Since I started drawing as a child, I was thankful for being able to do it. It makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm not meant to go to work at Lowe's. I often think that if I can't sustain being an artist, that I could probably get a job at Lowe's, and that reassures me. I'm so far away from the truth. I start talking about working at a regular job and I start to feel super uneasy because I've worked regular jobs before, and I spent a lot of time at those jobs thinking about what I was going to do creatively when I got home. Ultimately, I want to be experiencing the present moment as it is happening, and I can do that when I'm painting. So Fred Tomaselli said, painting is an act of faith, and I believe it's true. I hope that my painting is helpful in some way to someone other than myself, because I am intensely compelled to do it. So I choose to have faith that I'm serving society in a positive way by following this intense calling inside of me to be an artist. So where was I? The truth of this painting. About a month ago, before I started posting regularly, I recorded myself making a bunch of paintings. This was one of them. Lately, I've been making a painting and posting it the next day. In this case, yesterday, I dug into the folder of previously made videos and took to editing this one for today's episode. Since I can't 100% get at the truth of how I was feeling or what I was thinking when I made this painting, I'm in this moment now That moment when I made the painting is gone. It's captured in a video, you're watching it sped up, but the moment is gone. I do remember that my original idea for this video was that I would play it backwards so that the viewer would see the painting being lifted from the paper and exposing the title of the work at the very end. This gives me an editing idea right now. When I get to the finished point in this painting, I will add the reverse sequence so that you can see what I'm describing. Now that this painting is finished, I think it's an interesting painting. The acrylic skin that was lifted from my palette after the paint dried has a glossy sheen to it that I like in contrast to the shapes. Now the truth is, I'm tired of writing and I'm going to go off script for the ending here as we watch the paint being lifted off the paper. It's pretty interesting. There I am. There I go. There goes the paint. Painting is an act of faith.